Okay. Good morning. Mornings. I will start in about 1 minute. You can see the headlines there, or the heading, the caption, as to what it is I want to talk about. I apologize. Morning, Vivian. Just give it 1 minute. I'll start in a minute. From the positioning where I am in relation to the camera, am I audible enough? Can you hear me clearly? Someone can just indicate whether you can hear me from where I am. I'll just wait on some confirmation. So I'm not sure if the sound is audible enough. Sound is perfect and green, Vivian John. The sound is perfect and green. Yeah, thank you so much for that confirmation that the sound is perfect and green. I'm sitting in Cape Town at the moment. I'll be back in Nelson Mandela Bay soon. Good morning, Earl, Hopshire. Loud and clear, Patrick Tururu Lindwe. Esther Raymond. Sean Andrew Nero, good morning. Good morning to you. Alright, unlike the press who wait till there's about 300, 400, 500 people, I'm going to ask you to share this video so that those who are not in a position to watch it at this point in time can always watch it later. If you share it, it gets more reach, obviously. And please do share. I want to talk about how the democratic, yes, I will talk about parties. Don't come tell me, don't talk about other parties. I will. I want to talk to you about how the DA operates. For I understand the DA, having worked with him. What you read in the papers, what people tell you, is very different. You know, I've learned that you get to know people much better if you live with him, if you work with him, if you travel with him. Jy kan mos sien man as jy travel man. Daai mense wat hulle is travel materially, because when you take the long road, at least you must have that in you, man, to say, let's share. We are in one vehicle, we are traveling to the same destination as a unit, laat ons deel, man. Maar jy wil skelmpies, hy 2 liter ijscream bakkie oopmaak. Jy sit mos nog agter. Nou wil jy skelmpies, hy 2 liter ijscream bakkie oopmaak, because you don't want to share. Mag julle vertel, hy boil ek stink. Ek reed jou. Hy boil ek stink. Van wil skelm eet. So you get to know people also when you travel with them, what they're all about. There are certain people wat ek nie meer sal travel mee nie. Ek is klaar getravel met hulle. Ek gaan nie name noem nie. Maar joh, ek het gesien wat doen hulle. Op die pad is ons mense ons invite vir 'n braai. En kyk ek die kant, hulle het nou 3 paaies geëet voor ons aangekom het. En slaan hulle nog vinnig 3 borde ook. Unbelievable. En sy skaam, man. Hy skaam. Gaan nie name noem, hulle weet wie hulle. Listen. Yeah, I think, let me start. Let me thank you for taking the time out to listen to me, and I'm going to be to the point, because I've got a lot of things to do here in Cape Town today. I read my newspapers online every morning as soon as it comes out. And this morning, I read one of the papers, which is the Herald, that I normally read. And there's an article there in today's Herald, today being the 14th of September. There's an article in today's Herald whereby where they talk about Bhanga, Nqaba Bhanga, the current sitting mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay. I read that article earlier on and I said, before I leave here where I'm staying, before I hit the road, I must go live because I need to talk to you about Nqaba Bhanga and the Democratic Alliance in particular. What is it that I want to talk to him about? Excuse me. I want to talk about the fact that he's been involved where people got killed, if not murdered. Bhanga has been involved. I want to talk about the Democratic Alliance, how they cover up. And then I'm going to talk to you about the councillor list of the DA. So let me start with Bhanga first and get that out of the way. Nqaba Bhanga is an alcoholic. Now, as much as you have people who are alcoholics, you have people in life and around the world with other challenges. So I'm not here to judge him on his substance abuse. I'm here to call a spade by its name. He's got a serious drinking problem. I take a drink, I enjoy a drink. But I tell you, he's got a serious drinking problem. He's a habitual offender when it comes to drinking and driving. Now, here is the issue with Nqaba Bhanga and the Democratic Alliance. This is a fact, people. I'm not here to bullshit, man. I'm not here to make up stories. Laat ek my bytjie uittrek, man. Laat ek my bytjie uittrek. Geef my net so 'n paar seconds. Geef my net so 'n paar seconds. Thank you. You see, the drinking problem of Bhanga has resulted in the death of people. His drinking problem. Now, when your drinking problem results to people dying, come on, man. As the mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, cease, because they cover up so much. I have spoken about some of these things before, but I'm going to tell you again for those of you who've missed the previous one that I spoke about some time ago. In 2017, 2 people got killed in a car accident. Bhanga was at the tavern, he was drinking, he was pissed. Past 12 o'clock at night, he was sitting in a tavern in the townships in Nelson Mandela Bay drinking on a Saturday night or Sunday morning. He was the MMC for Human Settlement. I can't remember what I was. MMC for Public Health, I think, or MMC for Roads and Transport, probably. Somewhere there. Bhanga instructed his close protection officers to go and fetch his girlfriend in Summerstrand while he's sitting with one of the securities drinking. The driver, a close protection officer, also slash driver, then took the instruction because Bhanga is his principal and the person went to go fetch the girlfriend. While Bhanga was drinking at the tavern, an accident occurred and 2 people died. If my memory serves me correctly, I think those people are from, there was a 17-year-old and a bit older person. Those people are from, I think, Missionville, Klein School, Missionville area. They died. In our mayoral meeting, where we sit in mayoral chambers, alone, privately, there's nobody else, only the cabinet of the mayor, only the MMCs, the members of the mayoral committees, sit there. Bhanga was pushing for his driver to be punished to the extent that he must be kicked out of his job because of the accident. Bhanga used one line, morning Peter de Blanche, Bhanga used one line, and he said, I was not in the car, how can you guys blame me? I was somewhere else, the driver was alone. How can you blame me? Why are you guys saying I've got something to do with the death of the 2 people who died? I've got nothing to do with it. Was I in the car? That was his argument. The former mayor back then, Ethel Trollop, backed Bhanga because they could not bring shame to the Democratic Alliance. So they had to sweep it under the mat and blame the driver. But had it not been for Bhanga, who has sent, thank you so much, Marichal Camphor, it was they're from Missionville, thank you for confirming. They're from Missionville, those who died in the accident. This accident occurred, again under correction, somewhere around October 2017, on or about that time. So that was the thing. Was Bhanga in the car? The answer was no, because he wasn't in the car. But fact of the matter is, he gave his driver the instruction to go and fetch his girlfriend with a municipal vehicle. Fetching girlfriends on a Saturday night. Bhanga is not married, for the record. Now, the DA said no. Do you know what happened to the poor driver? After he came from hospital, they made him appear. And they made him sign a final warning for having gone out to go and fetch the girlfriend with a municipal vehicle. So he's not charged for using the vehicle, not for official purposes. He's charged for going to go and fetch somebody who's not supposed to be driven around in a government vehicle. And that is the problem that we saw there. So, but do you think, you're watching this video, do you think that it was correct for the Democratic Alliance to protect Bhanga at the time? Do you think it was correct to say, go for the driver? Or did the driver just take an instruction from his principal, which was Bhanga? Do you think it was right for him to say, but I wasn't in the car, which is true, and therefore don't blame me for what has happened, when he was not supposed to be in a tavern drinking the way he's drinking? Can it be right? But that has been swept under the carpet. I tell you, every fiber of my being didn't agree with them when they said, get rid of this driver. But the driver acted upon an instruction. It's sad, man. It's sad. But that is how they operate. Do you know, after that, you are right, Shyam. You should be held accountable. You see, there's a difference between accountability and responsibility. And let me make you an example. If I get a phone call from anyone and said, please come to my house. Your boy took a stone, cast it at my window, and broke my window. So I get called and I respond and I rock up at the house. And there is my boy. And there's no dispute that he picked up a stone and he cast the stone towards the window and he broke the window. Am I responsible for what has happened there? No. I was not there. I did not tell my child to do that. But my child did cast the stone and shattered the window. I cannot be held responsible for his actions. But when you ask me, why is your child behaving in this manner? I should be able to give an account as to why I think he would do something like that. So as much as I'm not responsible for not having been there, for not having handed the stone to him, I should be held accountable. And what has happened here is that Bhanga did not want to take accountability for what has happened. And had he taken accountability, things would have been so much different. Because then we could have held him accountable officially for sitting in a tavern with municipal vehicles. Julle wil praat van die polisiewaane wat by Pick n Pay park en shopping doen. Wat so kinders skool toe ry, die traffiekkarre wat rondry, wat kinders skool toe ry, wat shopping gaan doen met hulle familie. And you want to talk about those things. It is no difference, also government vehicles in local government. Bhanga do these type of things. So he did not want to take accountability for that. And the driver was the one to take the raps over the knuckle only, while 2 people died. But the DA said, this is very bad publicity for us. Let's cover this thing up, please. Blame your driver. That's one. That's one. Two, Bhanga was caught for drunken driving in East London, in Buffalo City, in the Eastern Cape. He was caught in an area called Beacon Bay. He was caught for drunken driving that night. Again, under correction, I think it was about 11, after 11 in the evening. I'll give you the case number. I have the case number. On record, his blood alcohol level was 0.6. Hey, not 0.06, 0.6 was his blood alcohol level taken, and I cannot confirm this, either a breathalyzer, I suspect, or whether blood was drawn. But I suspect it was a breathalyzer test that gave that reading, because that reading is recorded officially. That case went to court. Bhanga had to go to East London and appear. He was arrested and detained. He was behind bars that night for being over the legal limit. 0.6. Now, DA people, DA supporters, show Bhanga this video so that they can sue me. You know why I want him to sue me for these statements? It was baie vinnig om te sue. It was baie vinnig om te sue. Sue me, take me to court. Because when we get to court, they're going to have to bring these dockets to court. Dan gaan ons weer praat oor right dockets. Ek kan maar gesoek raak, is alright. But I want to know, why was that case opened and shut, opened and shut, opened and shut, opened and shut many times? Many times. Then they closed the docket with 0.6. And they closed the docket. Why would they do that? Was somebody bribed? Was the officer paid something? Was a prosecutor paid something? Was a magistrate paid something? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm asking, why was that matter before court many a times, 4 times, 5 times, many a times, and then shut again? Why? Why has it not been prosecuted? You can answer yourself there. But that is what happened. When Nqaba Bhanga was caught, he was driving a hired vehicle. It was a CY registration. A hired vehicle he was driving. In East London. That case has not been wrapped up. 3 years ago. Why? Why is he getting special treatment? Because the DA cannot afford for their provincial leader. He wasn't mayor at the time. Ethel was mayor. The DA cannot afford that bad publicity because they are the best party. Those things don't happen in the DA. People. So I'm putting it to you. That is what happened to Bhanga. When I opened a case against Bhanga for demolishing at First Beacon in Summerstrand, the Braai areas there, that matter I opened at where? Humid Police Station. I got a case number. I got a text message saying that the case has been registered. And then I got another text message saying they've closed the docket. They're not going to prosecute. Do you know why they're not prosecuting? They are saying Bhanga is a councillor in Nelson Mandela municipality. That is council property. We must call him in and have an internal investigation and deal with it internally inside Nelson Mandela municipality. He is the mayor. Deal with him inside the municipality. They're not going to prosecute. Why? But when Tom, Dick, or Jabulani go and demolish municipal property, they get arrested, they get appeared in court, and they get sentenced if found guilty. Why is it that Bhanga's case is now being referred to us in Nelson Mandela Bay to deal with him internally, when he has demolished municipal property, which is a criminal offense. When that stuff that's been put in there wasn't even there for long, we spent money, which is wasteful expenditure, according to the MFMA, the Municipal Finance Management Act. Why is it that the police are saying, the prosecutor is saying, no, guys, investigate him internally? There's a rat. I smell a rat. A special treatment because he is the mayor. Now let me come to the issue on today's Herald, today the 14th of September 2021. I read this article this morning where the DA had a virtual meeting where the chairperson, Andrew Whitfield, who was also one of the councillors alongside me in the mayoral committee in Nelson Mandela Bay, said to the DA councillors, read the Herald of today, people, if you think I'm joking, if you think if I'm lying. I'm not here to lie. The DA councillors in the virtual meeting of Nelson Mandela Bay was told, you don't ask no questions. Now what they tend to do, they say, no, this matter is sub judice. This matter is being investigated by the police, so we're not going to say anything. Hey, to your own DA members, you don't want to talk to them what happened on that fateful night, just the other day, a few weeks ago, when again 2 people got killed, this time around, en die Here vir Bhanga agter die wiel gesit, nie in die tavern waar hy sit en drink nie, agter die wiel van die kar. And it is believed that he was alone in the car, in his private car. His office, the mayor's office, City Hall, Nelson Mandela Bay, released a statement through his spokesperson, also one councillor, saying he was in his private vehicle because he was not on official duties. From his office. Because the question was asked, where's the security? Why is he in his private vehicle on his birthday, a couple of weeks ago? Let me tell you, it's not confirmed, but I am convinced he was drunk. He's got a drinking problem, a serious drinking problem. I also read in an article this week online that the only injury is now but internal, his stomach issue and then his wrist. That wrist issue is not because of the accident. That risk issue has got nothing to do with this accident. He's long overdue for an operation on his wrist because I have it from a very reliable source that he damaged that wrist smashing it through a table or something when he was drunk. That is what I believe is how he hurt his wrist. Not to do with this accident. For a long time he had to undergo this operation on his wrist. So the issue is, the Herald of today, he says he is not responsible. It was not his fault, this accident, because he would not have addressed the DA members on a virtual meeting now, Sunday night. But nobody is allowed to ask questions. Now they are saying he's been on official duties. 11:30 at night on your own on official duties. Nee, hy dronk gat nie. Nie hy dronk gat nie. It can't be. So here, people, the DA is downplaying the death of another 2 people on top of the other 2 people that died at the hands of Nqaba Bhanga. You see, it's election time. He's the mayoral candidate for 2021 elections, 1st November. So the DA cannot afford to have that on top of them, where Bhanga is found guilty. He's charged for culpable homicide, and it's normal, it's standard procedures to be charged, but that charge can be changed to murder. But the police says that they did not take blood from him. Now we can come and say, Marlon, you can't tell me I was drunk. Where's the proof? People, ek ken vir Bhanga. 11:30 in die aand, Saterdag aand, op sy birthday. So serious accident. I'm telling you, the issue is both people died. So who's going to speak on their behalf? Who is going to speak on behalf of the dead? So they'll only get a statement, a one-sided story. I'm telling you, it's not confirmed, but I'm convinced he was drunk like he normally is. You need a sober mind in City Hall to run this metro. He's not of sober habits. He's got serious drinking problems. Hy lyk soos 'n alcoholic as jy hom sien. Kyk net hoe lyk hy. He was reeking of alcohol when there was a taxi accident in Bloemendal. When people went there to lay a wreath at the scene, he was reeking of alcohol. That Sunday, with one of the Uber driver Snayers in New Brighton, when we went there, at the site where he got killed, shot and killed, Bhanga was reeking of alcohol there as the mayor of this metro. But he's a habitual offender, even with the drunken driving case that I've spoken about now in East London. Ek gaan krap, ek wil weet hoekom is hy saak toegemaak. I'm gonna make it my duty and bring out that case. There's allegations that he murdered his girlfriend now in August. Do you know? Somebody called me and that person was with a girlfriend. They want to bring the girlfriend to me. They want to do an interview, an exclusive interview with the girlfriend. And I'll tell you why I said no. I'll tell you why I said no. He murdered his girlfriend allegedly. She said she's got medical reports. She said through this person who's calling me, saying to me he's with her now. And I know this person very well. It's a DA person. The person says to me, she's got a medical report. She's waiting to open the case. She's gone to see an attorney. Then I said, now take the matter forward and do with it best how you think is right to deal with it. But they want me to give them money so they can talk about the story exclusively. Ek nou vir jou geld gee sodat jy kan praat oor hoe Bhanga jou geslaan het. If you want to keep quiet and if you want to use this abuse against women, and especially during Women's Month, not that the other 11 months is okay, but you want money now for you to tell your story, you can go fly a kite, keep your story, and live with the abuse, if indeed it is true. But they say they've got medical records. So probably soon they will come to their senses and come and talk about it and present this or open the case. Or get the attorney to deal with the matter and advise them best. But for too long, we've had the DA saying that they are the better party than any other party. They are no different. They are no different. Bhanga has got protection unnecessary because he's the mayoral candidate. He is also the provincial leader of the DA. But he's got no say in the matter because on the day when I walked out, I didn't want to be part of the coalition with the DA. I spoke to my president and I took Bhanga from the mayoral chamber into the toilet in the mayor's office. And I said to him, you don't come and mess around with us. We will not stay here in a relationship with the DA. Because you see, we will sit in the opposition benches. And the press said to me, Chair, because I'm also the national chairperson of the party, Chair, you make the call what we're going to do. This was in January this year. And I said to Bhanga in the toilet, me and him alone, amper gedonder. He said to me, Alan Zeller said we cannot get infrastructure. And therefore you must take her instruction. But that was the agreement with the PA and the DA. So that we could fix the leaks and the potholes and the nonsense in our areas. But Bhanga said no. Because Helen used to give him pocket money every month when he came from province. And he earned an ordinary councillor's salary. And she had to give him more money because he couldn't survive. And he must take all instructions from her because they are controlled. And I'm going to say it, by the white people. They are controlled by the white people. It's a white party using people of color to front for them because it's not enough white people to take over. They need the support of people of color even though they've got no regard for them. And I'll come to that now again. So I said no. Let me walk out of here. And I phoned the press. I said, we are out of this. We're not going to go into coalition with the DA. He said to me, but now what about, your salary cut if you're not going to be the MMC? I said, money shall never be the glue. I shall not let my late father turn in his grave, because he taught me that money shall never be the glue. Stand on the principle of the matter. So I walked out, and I took a salary cut of 50%. Perks, 50%. But I shouldn't stay in the position if I'm going to be the sole beneficiary of that position and the people out there are not going to benefit. I wanted a position where I can make a difference in the lives of our respective communities. And the position they wanted me to take, there was nothing to be done. I was just going to earn money every 25th of every month without having done anything, and I wasn't going to do that. And I moved out. Unlike your Rano cases and those guys, corrupt guys, Rano cases. Vat my hof toe asseblief, Rano. Take me to court, sue me, because you are corrupt. You worked at SAPS. Do you know, Bhanga, when you were in hospital, Rano and them were running around, lobbying people to vote for him for mayor. He wants to be the mayor, because you are now out. Dog eats dog. Don't trust Rano case. That man is corrupt. That man, I've reported him to the Hawks, but the Hawks is so gefrek. He worked at South African Police Services, in Forest Hill, in HR. He put a deal together with the guy who runs something good, where Rano also cashes in Summerstrand. When it came to all the garages where the South African Police Service vehicles must be serviced, Rano cut a deal with John Davies. Take me to court for what I'm saying, please, because ek wil net die goeie man voor die hof kom. Het vat te lank met die Hawks. Die Hawks is gefrek. Sue me, ek gaan die goeie gouer uitkom. He, out of that office, Forest Hill, cashed in. Maar hy vat geld in 'n breinpak. Hy vat geld in 'n breinpak. Rano Keiser. Don't look at them and say they are good guys, they are good counselors. An honest politician can never be a rich politician. Let me tell you that. An honest politician can never be a rich politician. Ask, do lifestyle audits. Ask, how do you get to this? How do you get to that? Then you will understand who steel hulle. Let me go to the last item. You know, guys, elections coming up. The DA is not the right party to vote for. We so much wanted to unite the northern areas. It didn't work out because some people are more worried about positions. More worried about positions. I'm not going to waste my time talking about those pensioners. Veel mense. Was daar in jou klere, man? You know, you may not have anything, but what you must have is dignity. It's not expensive to clean up. You look on veel klere rond. Veel slippers. Of crocs, of hy goede. Zwaar loop hier rond. Morsig. I would never associate myself with a person like that. I sat across that person one day at the table when we were eating a meal in a restaurant. No etiquette. Klaar geëet. That person ordered chops. Klaar geëet. Die bene is... Jy ken as hy been vir die hond gee, die hond wil die bene heen. Daar's niks aan nie. Niks. About 20 minutes later, the waiter never came around to come and take the plates. Toe leg hy persoon die bord uit in 'n restaurant. En sy hy bene wat nou al wit getrek het, weer uit. En leg sy hand so oor die bord en eet. Leg sy hand af. Morsig is dit die woord. Morsig. No etiquette. Maar julle wil nou loop en gou vir julle pension kom uit so deur mense te sê om te vote vir julle. I'll talk about you next week. Now the list of the DA. You know what they've done? They now want to bring people in here, like your Retief Odendaals, who's not working the metro. You people must now vote for them on the PR list so they can come in as councillors again. They snubbed many people who tried to do something in the DA. Well, they didn't do much. They're all useless. But I think it's the party they belong to that renders them useless. But they've now been kicked to the curb. Dit gaan net so woel aan die idee. Dit woel. People, I want to say to you, they're bringing other people now back as councillors. But I'll tell you this, listen to me very carefully. The DA is hoping and praying like any other party for an outright majority, not to have a coalition government in Nelson Mandela Bay. And anywhere in the country. But I'm talking about Nelson Mandela Bay for now. So they're bringing all these people back from province to stand as councillors. Maybe not as ward, but as PR. Mark my words, remember this. You may forget everything I've said. Once elections results are declared, and I know the DA is not going to get majority votes, and these councillors find out that the coalition has been put together and the DA is out, because they will be out, all parties are going to get together and not form a coalition with the DA. You know what's going to happen to all these people they're bringing back? At the expense of colored councillors and black councillors. When they realize they're going to be ordinary councillors, they are going to be redeployed back to province and back to national. Because hulle wil nie werk op councillor salaries en goed nie. So they're just coming in with the hope to have an outright majority. And once it's declared that that they don't have the outright majority and they're not part of a coalition government, all those people they're bringing back like your Retief Odendaals. Retief is nogal laaitjie man. Hy lyk bietjie verniel. Baie kilos op die klok. Ek het geskrik nou die dag toe ek hoor ek is 20 jaar ouer as Retief. Maar kyk hoe verniel is hy. Once they realize they're not going to make it in a coalition or run the metro or have outright majority, those guys are going to go back. So be very careful that the people that has been forwarded on the list for the DA are not necessarily going to hang around here for 5 years to service you. They're not going to. It's all subject to how much they're going to pay, because your position determines how much you pay. An ordinary councillor gets, what, 40,000 I think, or 50,000. But somewhere there. Whereas an MMC gets about $1 million, just over R1 million a year. Remember, I walked away from that over R1 million a year. I didn't want it. Because money shall never be the glue. Out of choice, walked away. Because if we can't get in a coalition what's going to benefit our people, in particularly our northern areas, then I don't want to be in that position. My position must address the disposition of our people. It must not address me, the I. Must not. So, I'm not a check collector. And I've proven it. I've walked away from the money. Because money shall never be the glue. Whether you like it or not, I'm telling you that is what it is. So people, they are fighting there now. I want to say to all those councillors who didn't make it, come and talk to us. If you don't want to talk to me because you've got pride, you don't want to come and talk to me because you're feeling that you don't like me, we're fighting in council. It's not about me, it's not about you. It's about our areas, it's about our communities. Really, WhatsApp me. I will come to you. You don't have to come to me. WhatsApp me. Let me come to you. And after our engagement, if you still feel that no, you don't want to come on board and join the PA, I will respect that. But the more we unite, the better for all of us. I will ask you to forgive me for the things that I've said unto you. I will ask you to forgive me for all utterances I've made that made you feel uncomfortable. Because also, as a member and a representative of the Patriotic Alliance in Council, I always maintained the independence of the PA. And it's on those bases that I could say to you what I liked. Whether it was correct or not, I could do it because I was never going to be swallowed by any of you and toe the line how you want me to toe the line. I would retain and maintain our independence. And therefore I'm saying to you, forget about our bittersweet relationships we've had in council. Come and join us. If you don't want to talk to me, one of our other patriots can come and talk to you. Come and join us. Let us talk. It is critically important that we unite our people. And I'm saying to you now that we're in recess, there's no council meetings anymore, it's all about the elections. Forgive me for what I've said unto you. Whether I was right or wrong, it's not important. But it's important that we all get together and we leave the past where it belongs. And we build as a unit and we unite our people across the country. We are the fastest growing party in the country. We are. I want to ask you guys, please, make sure that we talk. If anybody from any party, please, we are not a colored party, we are a colorful party. We've got people from all race groups, in our organization, in our party. So please come on board. Let's work together, man. You've given your vote to all other parties. You've not given us your vote in 2016. You gave us just enough for one seat, which we are very grateful for. And we do not blame you for not having trusted us. We do not blame you for not having the confidence in us. But by now, please, come on board. This time it's going to be different. We are going to be represented in council. Let me also take this opportunity to make the following announcement. The lists are not out yet. Who's going to stand in which ward and who are the PR councillors? It's not out yet. Hear it from me first. As the current sitting councillor of the Patriotic Alliance in Nelson Mandela Bay, as the national chairperson of the Patriotic Alliance in South Africa, I want to say unto you that me, Marlon Daniels, are very grateful for having been entrusted as a councillor in Nelson Mandela Bay by our party, by our president and our National Executive Committee, by our members in the Patriotic Alliance. And I'm very grateful. I'm honored to have served in the community. Yes, it is indeed true that my work alone over the last 5 years that I've done as a sole candidate for the PA in Nelson Mandela Bay is much more than all the Democratic Alliance councillors' work that they have done in our northern areas. There's more than 20 councillors in the northern areas, ward and PR combined. All their work together doesn't come half up the ladder to the amount of work that I've done as a single individual. Now, can you imagine if there's 10 of us in council, what differences it will bring to our northern areas? Can you imagine? I want to thank everybody for the opportunity that I've had there. When these lists come out, you are not going to see my name on the list. I'm not going to stand as a councillor for the new term coming. I'm not going to be in council. I'm finishing up as a councillor now at this elections, and I'm done as a councillor. I'm not going to come in as a councillor. Everybody else will go in as councillors. I'm not leaving the party. I remain as the national chairperson of the party for as long as the president deemed me fit enough in that position, of which I'm very humbled and proud to be associated with. I will still be within the Patriotic Alliance. I'm not leaving the party. When ek weet hoe julle mense, o, loop nou, ek loopie. Ek loopie. Ek gaan net uit council uit. Because we have to make sure that we afford other people opportunities also to go in. I'm not a position monger. I told you now, for a lot of money, I walked away. We're not about positions. So don't you guys also fight over positions. Ons is nie die ANC nie. Don't fight over positions. Let's work together. I am committed to work with each and every councillor candidate across the country as a national chairperson. Maar het is maar wat het is, my hart is aan in northern areas, man, in PE, man, in Utenik and Dispatch, man, in Nelson Mandela Bay. So I'm committed to work with every councillor candidate in Nelson Mandela Bay. And once you go in, I'm committed to work with you and guide you and direct you for the betterment of our people of Nelson Mandela Bay. I'm fully behind all of you. I wish you all the best. Let us work. Let us work and work and work. You got my full support. But I'm stepping down as a councillor. You see, I'll be unemployed officially. I'll have to now navigate my way and look, how am I going to survive? How am I going to put bread on the table for my family and my dependents? But it's not your problem. I'm not going to take the position because of a secured paycheck for 5 years. I'm not going to do that. If I had to speak to our NEC and said, make me a councillor, and this, I'm sure that I would have persuaded them to go in as a councillor. But I chose not to. After consultation with the president and our deputy president, Kenny Kunene, and our SG, and that decision was taken. It wasn't a difficult decision to take because ultimately, Marlon Daniels is not the Patriotic Alliance. The president put it very, very eloquently across to us that if the president goes, if the deputy president goes, if somebody else goes, the party will continue. And here we are just going to demonstrate that the party will continue because I will support anyone going in my place. We are one family. We have to take care of one another. We're going to have to work. And if you don't work as a councillor, we are going to remove you. Here's your opportunity. My surname is not Mugabe, who hogs onto positions for years. Let us step aside. Let me find a different way of looking after myself. But let me create opportunities and not be the gatekeeper and stand in the way of our youngsters coming in, particularly our youth, our females, our women. We push for them because we must stop saying that they are the future leaders. But ons leaders will outraak in positions. How are you going to bring new blood in? How are you going to bring youth in if you keep on suppressing them? How are you going to afford them the time to get the experience if you want to only sit with the experience and not make way for them to come in? Ons is nie a selfish party. We're not a selfish party. We're a selfless party. And therefore, thank you so much for listening to me. I needed to let you guys know that I'm stepping down. There's no issues, there's no fighting, there's no nothing. Manila is stories of market. It is only right for me to make way and to create opportunities for other people. What I'm going to do after the first of elections, together with everybody else in our party and our National Executive Committee, we are all going to work very hard for 2024. Now, for me to work on the ground for 2024 and still be a councillor in Nelson Mandela Bay, I'm not going to do justice to that position. It will be an injustice. I'll be a check collector. I'll be a stomach politician just getting paid, but I'm working for 2024 national elections. Yet I'm getting paid in local government. Get somebody else in who's going to be there 24/7 because I won't be there 24/7. I'll be working towards 2024. We must get representation at national, and we will get at national. By His grace, we are going to get there. And we're going to get here now too on the 1st of November. So that will be injustice for me to be a councillor. So let me focus on 2024, and everybody else will focus on the 5-year term ahead of them as of the 1st of November. I trust you understand why I have to step aside, because 2024 is a ander baby wat ons aanwerk. All of us. I hope the press is going to take a little break. The TP is going to take a little break, and others. After the 1st of November, they can have a week's holiday. It's alright, I'll give it to them. Shame. They're working hard, eh? I feel so sorry. Hulle die presse stem gehoor. Die mense werk. I spoke to the DP yesterday. The DP was in Cape Town, in and out, because he's got other work to go and attend to in Johannesburg again. In and out. Die mense werk. Let us pray for all of them. Let's pray for ourselves, let's pray for our party, and let us pray for people to come on board and join us. Come and talk to me, talk to some other members, and we will make sure that we bring you on board. Please, man. Say net call me, then we're coming to fetch you. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. Laat ek nog gaan werk. Gou gaan werk. To Cruz, happy birthday, son. Happy birthday. May God bless you in abundance. And may all that is good be bestowed upon you. Put the Lord ahead of you. He lead, you follow. To those recovering from COVID, we are praying for you. To those going through COVID, we are praying for you. Those of you who've lost loved ones during the pandemic, we are praying for you. Right where you are, silent prayer to all those faced with adversities during this pandemic. Be safe. COVID is real. It's not over. It's not over. Just be safe, people. I trust you appreciate the reason why I had to share this with you. Think before you ink. When you go to the polls on the 1st, think before you ink. Give us a chance, please. Give the Patriotic Alliance a chance. Give us a chance. By giving us a chance, you are giving yourself a chance. Simply because, ask yourself, what have you achieved? What have you gained in your areas, positively, in your life positively, from those parties that you have voted for so religiously over all these years? You know what's going to happen this time around on the 1st of November? You're going to get the same result. They make all the promises unto you. Then they disappear for 5 years and come back this time when it's election time again. Give us a chance, man. Cast your vote in the block for the Patriotic Alliance or the PA. And if we let you down, which I doubt, but let's say, if we let you down, you've got nothing to lose. Why? Because the parties that you've been voting for year in and year out have let you down year in and year out, so you would have lost again, having voted for them. So give us a chance, please. I thank you so much. God bless you. Work, people. Sign up, sign up, sign up, sign up. And we will then talk soon. Thank you so much. Salute.